Hi, this is Tim Cooper. I'm making a quick technique video for a guy on Facebook. I totally blanked his name. Shankar. I hope I pronounced your name right. And so I'm just going to be demonstrating the safe way that of doing this while holding the spoon in your hands. This is something that I've learned from Yogi Sunquist's video, and it's also described in Drew Landishner's book Green Woodworking or Country Woodcraft. So I'll be listing those resources. There's probably a little bit of variation in my technique from theirs, but I'll show you mine because that's the way I do it. So here's my tools. These right here are my first tools. They were fairly cheap, and at the time I didn't really have a lot of money. So they're Henry Taylor tools. They're just a mid-range tool. They're probably like $26 a piece at the time. And what you'll want is two different sweeps, and the sweep is the degree of curvature to the gouge. You'll want one that's deep like this for the roughing out of scooping, because you get a lot more resistance and more aggressive cut with this deep sweep. And then this one is a shallower sweep here for smoothing it out and making it flatter in the areas of the spoon that you want flatter. This is an 8, and the sweep is an 8, and this is a 5. But that's if you don't have a lot of money to spend. I would recommend that. But if you want to get a really good tool, this is a Hans Carlson, which you can order from country workshops. There's a couple of reasons why this is a better tool. The sweep on these are 35 millimeters, and that's because the way he measures his sweep is based on, that's a 35 millimeter circle, and so that's the sweep that you get with that. And this one is a 55 millimeter circle, and I'll list the actual model numbers of these because they have different gouges with those sweeps. But the thing that makes this gouge better is that it, first of all, and most importantly, is the steel itself is made out of ball bearing steel. It's tough. It gets a really sharp edge. It keeps it. The other thing is that I think is really important is that the shaft itself is a lot thicker, and when you're holding it like this is a whole lot more comfortable than if you're holding this. And I thought, oh, when I first bought it, I thought, oh man, look how much shorter this one is to this one. But I think, you know, it's kind of hard to say for sure, but I've probably ground this one down some. But you're probably going to end up sharpening this one a lot more than you are this one, so who knows which one's going to last longer. But this one very well could last longer than this one, even though it's shorter, just because you don't have to sharpen it as much. Anyways, those are my recommendations. And then that's my hollowing one, and this is my smoothing out one, and it has a nice curve to it. You don't have to have that curve, but I really enjoy this one, so definitely recommend those two. This is what I don't really carve with gouges right now very much, except for when I mount it and on the workbench here and just hollow it out. If I want to do something a little bit more aggressive, I usually use this. And this is my favorite spoon knife. It's also a Hans Carlson. This is my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools. So anyways, but that's not what the video is about. So alright. right, we'll get into a little bit into the technique here.